Day 7 of our Shrimad Bhagwatam, Jewels of Wisdom. As you know, the 88,000 rishis were gathered in Naimisharanya to do a yagna. At that time, the rishis asked Sudji the second question: why does Bhagwan take various avatars? The answer everybody knows: yada yada hi dharmasya, whenever a dharma is on the rise, Bhagwan embodies himself. Bhagwan takes a body and manifests himself in the world to re-establish dharma and end adharma. So, since we are doing the Shrimad Bhagwatam, so Bhagwan Vishnu has taken 10 avatars that everybody knows about, but there are many more. There are 24 avatars, lesser ones, which are not so well known. Today we'll talk about the 10 avatars. The first avatar, and I'm sure most of you know this, but I'm saying all this for our small children who may not know all these things as yet. The first avatar is the Matsya avatar or the fish avatar. So the first three avatars were animal kingdom. Animal, fish, that. Matsya avatar is a fish avatar, and Bhagwan took this avatar to save the Vedas, which had been usurped, taken away by a Rakshas called Hayagriva. Then came the Kurma avatar or the tortoise form to help you remember in the Sagar Manthan. The third avatar was the Varaha avatar or a boar, like a wild boar. Bhagwan took this avatar to destroy Rakshas Hiranyaksha and rescue the world which had gone and sunk at the bottom of the ocean. Then came half man, half animal avatar of Bhagwan Narasimha, lion and man. And we had already talked about this story some time back, to destroy the Rakshas Hiranyakashipu. Then came a strange avatar in the form of a dwarf called Vaman avatar. And that was to protect the Devas who had been thrown out of their Svarga by Bali because he had become all powerful over the three worlds. Then came the four human avatars or human forms, not human beings. Parshuram avatar. He took avatar to get rid of all the sinful kings, Kshatriyas, who had, neglected their duties and they were just not doing their dharma. So he took avatar for that. Then, of course, Sri Ram avatar, everyone knows, to get rid of the Rakshas, Ravan. And then the eighth avatar, Bhagwan Krishna. Bhagwan Krishna, we know the story, I have told you many times, to get rid of the evil king, Kans. And then the ninth avatar is the avatar of Lord Buddha. He took avatar to stop the evil practices of the priests who had become greedy. The 10th avatar, not yet taken form. It is meant to come at the end of Kali Yuga. So hopefully we will not be around at that time, because we should have all attained liberation by then. I would not recommend being alive or taking another birth at the end of Kali Yuga. If you read some of the stories of what the world will be like at the end of Kali Yuga, you'll certainly not want to be here. But I have to ask you a question. Bhagwan is omnipotent. To get rid of these Rakshasas and all these people who he came to, get rid of, he is omnipotent. He has so much power. All he needs to do is have a sankalp. He doesn't even need to move one arm or do a puff of breath. Just a sankalp, and he could destroy all the Rakshasas. Then why does Bhagwan come in a body to earth, go through all the travails and sukhs and dukhs that are integral part of sansar just to get rid of adharma. So the Shastras tell us such a beautiful way they explain this to us. They say that Bhagwan manifests himself again and again and again only for his bhakts, out of compassion for his bhakts, for us, to guide us so that we don't go astray. Every time he explains through his life, through his leelas, through his actions, what dharma is meant to be. To inspire us to lead a dharmic life, to be a role model for us so that we can live the correct way and liberate ourselves. And like a mother, if a mother goes on calling the children home when it's dark, come have food, come have food, come have food, come home, come home. Bhagwan also keeps coming out of compassion like a mother, come home, come home, come home, come back to me. Through his avatars, he strengthens our faith because we hear of his leelas again and again, strengthens our faith, and most important, it gives us a belief that there is a power higher than all of us, and we need to bow down to that power in our humility. So our ahankar does not get more and more increased. And of course, the most beautiful reason to show us our own divine potential that is within each and every one of us. If we follow this path, we can realize our own beautiful divine potential and become one with Bhagwan. So this is why the avatars, real reason of the avatars is this reason, that he wants to come again and herd us. He's a shepherd who's herding us back home. Tomorrow, I will tell you the third question asked by the rishis. But right now,